Joins us now. Hi there, Nick. Nick, today was the last day of campaigns ahead of that election on Sunday. How did the last day of campaigns go, Nick, and how would you describe the mood in Dakar at the moment?
Absolutely, Hannah. So it's indeed the final day of campaigns here in Dakar, Senegal, and the Senegalese population are upbeat about making the democratic changes. But again, things are different this time around because it's the Islamic month of Ramadan, and they'll be breaking the fast in the next 2 hours, and that's when now the campaigns, the last day of campaigns, will be kicking off a notch higher. So right now, 2 presidential candidates have dropped their candidacy in support of just key opposition figures. And of course, Ahana, is that most of the voters here are upbeat about what's coming on Sunday. So analysts are saying that this will be a very close contested election, and there's a high possibility of a rerun. But the special thing about Senegal is that just after voting, 24 hours results are released. So this will be indeed a very special time for most of the Senegalese. And right now, even behind me is a beehive of activities. They're breaking, in fact, very early just to go to their homes. And tomorrow, on the election eve, things will actually be very slow. No one will be allowed to travel outside. Of course, there are territorial the voting areas. No movement will be allowed in or out of specific areas in different places in Senegal. And this is one of those moves to make sure that the voters stay in their respective voting centers. Hannah.
So, Nick, you've mentioned a little bit about what we can expect in the coming days. What can we expect between now and the conclusion of this election process?
All right, so as of now, many of electoral materials from the ballot boxes, ballot papers, have started being distributed in various places. So tomorrow, they're going to finalize these, and they'll move with full swing to make sure that this is finalized. But the election process is also very seamless because now different parties have to get involved to make sure that there's credibility of the highest order. But let's just listen in on what goes on during this process.
In order to ensure the fairness of the vote, local residents designated to supervise poll workers, representatives of the National Independent Electoral Committee, representatives of the political parties and coalitions of political parties, the representatives of the polling places count the votes in accordance with the Electoral Code guidelines. Additionally, both domestic and foreign observers are often present when the ballots are counted. It has been observed, however, that during elections, representatives of the different candidates are not consistently present at the polls during vote counting. Typically, only parties with solid financial muscle can afford to be represented by local observers in the great majority of polling places for the sole purpose of verifying the credibility of the process.
Results are made public at different points after the vote is counted, in accordance with the precise guidelines provided by the Election Code. All poll workers, including representatives of political parties and coalitions, signed the minutes following a clear and loud reading of the results in each polling station. The results are also certified and given in front of both domestic and foreign observers. Then the voting station president posts the local results on the door.
The National Committee, led by the President of the Court of Appeals of Dakar, releases the election's provisional results after compiling all unofficial results from departmental committees. In Senegal, judges are not answerable to the Ministry of Justice regarding electoral matters, which theoretically frees them from any form of pressure from the executive branch. The Court of Appeals of Dakar has the authority to announce provisional results of national elections. The Constitutional Court is in charge of declaring the final official results for the national elections after the declaration of provisional results, while the Court of Appeals of Dakar has the authority to announce the results of regional, municipal and rural elections. Depending on the kind of election, the President of the Constitutional Court or the President of the Court of Appeals of Dakar publishes the official results in the official register for each polling place. Following the Constitutional Court's decision, there is no right of appeal. Nick Mudimba, CGTN, Dakar, Senegal.